Perfect. All right. So we are recording. We're going to jump right in. Shey, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, because we have some new people, so some people may not know who you are, but tell them who you are, how you found out about this business, and what it's done for you.
Okay, hi guys. So just so you know, my love language is words of affirmation. So I would appreciate if the chat would blow up while we're speaking tonight so that I can know that what I'm telling you is speaking to somebody, okay? Like some hallelujahs, some amens, some I'm hype, excitement. Maybe those of you that said your energy level is really low, if you're like, okay, I'm feeling some energy here, I'm feeling hype. But hi, I'm Shey Knox. I'm 21 and I'm Ambassador Diamond, which I know y'all are going Ambassador this month. I'm just super excited because when I joined this business 3.5 years ago, I had zero expectations of what it would do for me. I wanted gas money every single month. I wanted something that was going to be able to pay for my Taco Bell. That was how low my expectations were because I didn't truly know what something like this could do for me. And so right when I got started, I did what everyone does and I followed my upline. I copied her posts, I copied her messages. She told me to do this, I did it. She told me to be on the Zoom. I was on 10 minutes early. Like I was all in, and that's just the kind of personality I have. Like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all in. I may not be very good at it, but I'm going to figure it out. And so within my first month, I promoted to Ruby. Like I said, I was in high school, and so everyone that joined me was just everyone that I begged to join my team that were my best friends in school. It was nothing spectacular. I didn't have this certain message that got me to Ruby super fast. It was that I was willing to ask anyone and everybody that would listen to what I had to offer. And so within 5 months, 3 days actually after I graduated high school, I promoted to Diamond, earned the $5,000 bonus, and I was now making a full-time income. I was going into college, and I was actually able to pull all of my school tuition in cash. I paid all of my room and board, all of my school supplies, the ridiculous amount of textbooks that you have to pay on the first day of college that nobody tells you about, and they just completely sideswipe you as soon as you get there, and you're like, this is why everyone's broke here. So that's what I got to do. And I think when I finally realized what this business could do for me in my life was when I realized that I was okay, that I was financially independent and I didn't have to ask my parents, because if I depended on my parents, it wouldn't get done because they didn't have any money when I was growing up, let alone even still today. And it's because of this business, it gave me my financial independence from the time I was 18 years old to now. And so fast forward, I went to my first conference and I fully went all in with my business because I had actually for 10 months put my business on the back burner after I promoted to Diamond. Anybody done that? Can I get a one? Some vulnerability here. We promote and we're like, shoo, I'm just gonna hang out here. You know, the grass is green up here. The view is really good. And you realize that you climbed the mountain and none of your team came with you. And you're like, shoot, okay, I'll just maintain executive here for 10 months. It's fine. I'll make enough money to pay for my auto shipment. And so I went to conference and my business exploded. I left conference with, just this complete clear vision on what I knew this business could do for me. We went double, we went triple, we went presidential. Within 8 months, we were the number 94 income earner. And now I am Ambassador Diamond. I purchased my home a couple of months ago. I've, paid off my car. Like there's a lot of things financially that, and even materialistic things I've been able to do. But, ultimately it comes down to the fact that if you ask me, what is my because of it works? My answer to you is what is not because of it works. Everything in my life is different, between the finances, the confidence, the person that I am, the relationship with God, my friends. Like Morgan lives across the whole country, and like, who do you know that's like the best friend with you that wears matching pajamas and gets a rash all over your body at the same time? Like, think you it works for that, man? I'm thankful for everything that this business has done for me, and I'm just super excited to be here with y'all.
I love it. Yay. Okay, so I'm trying to get you on oh, there you are. Okay, you're finally on the first page. I was like struggling there for a second. Okay, so if you are a Ruby or executive, I want you to put a 1, or sorry, no, 2. Put a 2 in the chat. We already did a 1. Put a 2 in the chat if you're a Ruby or an executive. If you don't know what that is, you probably aren't, and that's okay. So, all right. Now, if you just put a 2 in the chat and you would like to be the number 94 income earner in about 1.5 to 2 years, put a 3 in the chat. Even if you're not a Ruby or an executive and you want to be a number 94 income earner in the next 1.5 years, put a 3. Like, that's what she literally just said happened. So stop counting yourself out. Some of you are like just chilling because you think that this is as far as you're going to get. Who's ever had that thought? Put a 4 in the chat. I'm all about some numbers tonight. I was on a leader Zoom before this and I was like doing all the numbers. I had that moment, and I know Shey did too. Like, for me, it was diamond. I had never actually thought that I would ever go diamond. Took me about 14 months in the business. So some of you like hit diamond in 30 days and you're like, oh, 14 months. Okay, but it took me a long time. Took me a while to go ruby. I mean, yeah, it will take me a while to go ruby too, and a while to go diamond and emerald, but it's fine. And I didn't think I would ever hit diamond. But whenever I did, that for me was the lid that I put on myself. Because if you haven't noticed, there's no ceiling with this company. We have people making, insert income disclosure statement here, people making over $100,000 a month. No, I did not say it wrong. A month. Like the month of May, they made $100,000. You're putting the cap on your business. You're the one saying that you are only executive. You're the one saying that you can't make any more money than what you've already made. And that's what I did for myself. I went diamond and I was like, well, I never thought I'd be here. So now that I'm here, I'm definitely not going to be any further than this. And I started putting these doubts and fears and lies and just limitations on myself. Anybody else ever done that? Anybody else doing that right now? And saying like, yeah, I'm not going to get any further. But that was something that I believed for so long that it started to actually happen. You know how powerful your words are? If you're on my team and you watch my live videos, you know how powerful they are. I've talked about it. There's literally, I'm just going to go off on a tangent for a second. There's a story in the Bible of a man that I forgot his name, honestly. It starts with a Z. But he, maybe, I don't know. And an angel came to him and said, you're going to have a son named John. And he went around and he was like, me? Like, no, we're old. Like, you don't realize, like, we're old. Like, we're not going to have a kid. And the Lord literally put, like, this man was not able to talk for 9 months because the Lord knew that if he could talk, he would speak against the things that the Lord was trying to do in his life. So he literally made him unable to speak so that he could not speak against the blessing the Lord was trying to put on his life. And then as soon as the baby was born, that man was able to speak again. That's how powerful your words are. So stop speaking death over yourself. Stop speaking negativity over yourself. I'm hyped, so I'm like going all in. We're like 15 minutes into this. I'm preaching. I'm like, let's go. Thank you, the husband of Mary's cousin. So you have to stop speaking that this is as far as you're going to get. Because for me, that was diamond, and I started to believe that so much that it started to happen. But what if I would have believed I could go double? What if that would have started to happen? And it did the moment I shifted my perspective. So put a 6 in the chat if you need to shift your perspective tonight. Maybe that's what some of you came here for. And I always am so big on setting intentions for these Zooms. I don't believe in just hopping on this Zoom and like for like a feel-good session. What are you here for? What do you want to learn from this Zoom? Because if you don't know, you're probably not going to get it. If you don't set your intention of what you want to get out of this, you're not going to walk away with it. So what are you trying to get out? Maybe for you, it's a perspective shift. Maybe for me, it's being able to talk better. I don't know. Like, you have to decide right now that you're going to go all in and that you can be better than where you are right now and that you can go beyond the rank that you hit last month or the rank that you're hitting this month. You are the only limit on yourself. So Shey put this limit on herself and just kind of got complacent, like we all do at some point, right? Hopefully you won't, but a lot of us have. And we got complacent, and then she decided. It was a decision, and it was literally a shift, like a 180. And she decided that she was going to go all in, and a year and a half, 2 years later, she was number 94. I'm just saying that's over 6 figures a year to be in the top 150. Okay, so like from $200 a month to that. How many of you want to be there? So many of you already put a number in the chat. You want to be there. You're the only thing stopping you. Okay, so anyways, we're going to get into the actual Zoom. So thank you for sharing your story.
No, I'm glad you said that because it makes me think, like I was thinking about it when you were talking about it, of everything that's happened in my business, good or bad, I have professed it into action. This home was on my dream board. The car that's in my driveway was the exact car on my dream board. Ambassador, I shouted it out for a year and a half and acted as if I was already an ambassador before it happened. Also, when I lost rank, this person is not going to join my team. My posts aren't going to get any interaction. I'm not going to enroll customers because nobody wants this business. Everything that has happened, good or bad, has been from the words that spoke out of my mouth.
Yeah. And that's how, like, you have to be careful of what you say because it's good or it's bad and it's going to happen. So you get to pick. You get to pick. And right now, some of you may be picking the right words, and that's why you are here. And that's why you're like, let's go. Let's go. Because some of y'all are having the best time of your business right now. Your business is the best it's ever been. And some of you are like, ooh, what happened? It's because of what you're speaking. Truly, it's because of what you're speaking. And some of you may not even realize that you're speaking it. Some of it's subconscious, but you have to get a handle on that. Really good thing to start doing is affirmations every single morning. You can Google those. You can look them up. We talk a lot about those too in our power hours, but affirmations, that's something huge. The Power of I Am, y'all are like, bro, stop. Power of I Am, this book is so good. This is talking about like the power, like I am affirmations. It talks about that. So if you're like, I don't know what an affirmation is, get this book. I'll put it in the chat in a second. But the other thing that you can do is there's a book called Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. That will shift your perspective too. So
It's right here.
Yay, best friends. This is why we just work together, you know? You know what I mean? Okay, so that book is so good. So those are two different books. Self-development, guys, that will shift your perspective because the Shey and Morgan that you see here is not the Shey and Morgan that joined. So don't look at us and be like, well, I'm not like that, so I can't do this, or I can't be where they are because I didn't start here. Yes, you can, because we grew into this. We didn't start here. If you look back at my old YouTube videos, God bless your heart, and also you'll see what I mean. Like, it's just crazy, the growth, but it's from self-development. So you grow yourself as a person, you start to believe these things about yourself and in yourself and for yourself, and you learn the power of words. Okay, so we kind of talked about this a little bit, I guess, but like, so you've been in this business for a long time, years, and so have I. So obviously we've experienced life. So whenever things are going on in your life that are like out of your control, good things, bad things, I know you have a lot with your family and like your sister-in-law and things like that. So like we have a lot of life happening on this team right now. And we talked a little bit about this in our leadership chat. And I know that, I mean, everybody's got life going on. And I don't say that in like a passive, like, we all have life going on, get over it type of way. I'm saying it to let you know you're not alone. We all have life happening. So you're not by yourself. We're here for you. And we are like a team that's rallying for you. And so you're not alone. So that's how I mean that. But like, we're going through a lot. And what are some things that you've done in your business whenever you've had that life happen that you have been able to overcome that and continue to push in your business, but also be able to take the time that you need? So like, how did you balance that stuff? And I can kind of give some of my stuff too.
So to begin with, something that I really preach to my team that they literally told me that they were going to put on my headstone when I pass away, because I say it all the time, is what can you control? So any time that something's happening in my life, guys, we can make this whole Zoom about things that have happened in my life that not a single person would know, because I don't let it control me. Because I know some people have it worse, some people have it better, but at the end of the day, everybody has life happening, because it's not a matter of if life is happening to you, it is a matter of when it's going to happen to you. And so when things happen in my life, how many of you feel like it's one thing after another? It's like, oh shoot, this happened. Oh crap, another thing. Oh this, oh that. Have any of you ever seen The Secret before? I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I think it wasn't for a while. Wherever it's at, The Secret is something you need to watch, because in there it shows you wake up, your toothpaste is out, you get in your car, you're almost out of gas, you start driving down the road, you get stopped at a red light. You know, those are such minor things, but when one thing happens, the next thing happens, and the next thing happens, and then your customers all want to cancel at the same time, and your distributors all want to cancel and quit at the same time. It's because what you focus on is what you attract. What you speak is what comes into your life. What you think is stuff that happens to you. And so if bad things are happening to you guys, as insensitive as it sounds, stop focusing on it. And so when I tell my team, what can you control? Okay, for example, guys, I got a crazy family, all right? You don't even know. I'm like, a reality TV show, probably. TLC, where you at? Crazy. It's like one thing happens, this thing happens, and I'm like, I don't know how to help you. I can't help you. I don't know what to do. And so then it's constantly just chaos. It's all I can explain my life is just chaos. If I even told you what happened this weekend, you would be like, bro, what? I still got my host to post up. I still posted, I still enrolled, I still got a distributor, and I still helped 2 of my distributors get their shopping spree. Because you know what? My life doesn't stop. My bills don't stop coming in every single month. My team doesn't quit needing me. I don't have to stop becoming a leader when life happens to me. And so I've lost family in this business. I have lost friends. I have had this happen. I've had this happen. I've had girls on my team have stillbirths. I have had people lose their parents. Everything. I feel like the most unforeseen circumstances have happened to people in this business. I mean, think about Stephanie Dunn. Think about the health issues she's had, and she's been open about it, ending up in the hospital, having seizures, having, all this stuff. She still went double ambassador. So it's not meaning that this journey, when you stand at the bottom of this mountain, you're looking at it. I want to know what is your mountain right now? Is it diamond? Are you trying to go diamond? Let me know in the comments. What is it that you're trying to accomplish in your business right now? You're looking from the bottom of that mountain to the top and saying, woo, I can't wait to make that climb. That looks hard, because it's going to be. When you go on an adventure hike and you go on vacation and you're so excited to take that hike, you don't think it's going to be easy when you take the hike. You got your water, you got your snacks, you got the number to 911, like you're ready, but you're going to take the hike because you want to take the hike, because you know what you're going to get out of it. You're going to get the pretty views at the top. You're going to get the exercise. You're going to feel good. You're going to have fun. You're going to get the cute Instagram picture, right? But you know it's going to be hard. It's the same thing. I think sometimes when we get in this business and the first time that life happens, we're like, oh, got to put the business on the back burner. This isn't a priority. My life's a little crazy. When you are saying that, you're acting as if your life is never going to have something happen in it. Tell me how realistic that is. Oh, my life's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be great. I'm going to have like the perfect wedding and the perfect family and the perfect Instagram and the perfect this. No, that's not reality. God will humble you real quick. And so I know that if you're going through something in your life, know that I'm coming from a place where I have gone through crazy stuff too. And I've been through hardships and I've been through struggles. I've seen struggles not only in my business, but in my personal life too. But it doesn't stop. The grind doesn't stop. The bills don't stop. The money doesn't stop. The team doesn't stop. It all keeps going. And so in any moment that you feel overwhelmed, in any moment that you feel as if you cannot take one more step or do one more thing, I want you to sit down and ask yourself, what can I control? In fact, write it down. Because in any moment where I am feeling just completely overwhelmed, me and Morgan have those moments. We text each other, we're like, are you okay? Because I'm not okay. I'm panicking. This is happening. Oh my God, ambassador. Like, we've gone through a crazy, crazy journey in our business. We talk about it. We figure it out. We help each other. So lean on other people, but ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? Okay. For example, this morning, okay, I had a new distributor that was like killing it come to me and say she's quitting. Okay, and it was because her dog died. Now, I'm not telling you that that's not a valid reason, but I'm saying she came to me because her dog died and she didn't want to do this business. And so she was like, you know what? I can't do this. I'm not going to do this. And so I sat there and I said, oh my gosh, because she was killing it, y'all, like on fire. And I was like, okay, how can I handle this? What can I control? I can't make her stay. That's her decision. I can't control if she quits my team or not. I can't control her perspective. I can't control the vision that she has. I can't control how she feels. I can't make her situation better. But what I can control is how I lead her, how I love on her, how I let her know that I've had things happen in my life too. And how if I would have stopped when those moments in my business happened, how I would have missed out on every moment and she would have not ever joined this business because I wouldn't still be here. That is what I can control. I can control people's perspectives. I can control the way that I love and lead people. I can control the way I let it affect me. Now, 2 years ago, Cheyenne would have flipped out because she's a big part of my 2.0. And if she cancels, what am I going to do? I can't control that. So there's no point in me losing my marbles over it because it's not in my control. So ask yourself in any moment from now and beyond, because there are going to be more things that happen in your life. And I wish I could tell you there weren't, but there's going to be. In those moments, I ask you to stop and close your eyes and say, what can I control?
So good. And there's something that I challenged a couple of people who have come to me too, is kind of on that same thing. You know, they're overwhelmed and just feeling this and that and just like all out of sorts. And I was like, all right, I want you to journal and I want you to divide the paper down the middle. So you have two sides. And I want you to write everything that you feel at the very top. Every single thing that you feel, just start writing. And you're going to start writing emotions that you didn't even know that you had. You're going to start writing hurts that you didn't even know were there. And you're going to start writing all this stuff, okay? And then take that and divide those things into categories called can't control and can control. And the ones that are in the cannot control column, you let them go. Doesn't mean that you don't feel them anymore. Doesn't mean that you try to suppress them in an unhealthy way. It means that you let them go in a releasing freedom. There's nothing I can do about this, so I just have to let it be type of way. And the ones that you can control, you create an action plan. What you can control is what you do every day. So what are you doing to make your situation better? So everything that you feel, cannot control, can control. If you cannot control it, you release it. If you can control it, you attack it. And you decide how you're going to do it and you make a game plan. And I like that Shey said that too, that we like call each other, because I think a lot of y'all are like, well, Morgan never has any issues. Like maybe everything just like goes her way. If you are close to me at all, you're like, that's not true. Like, you know, but I don't come to you. I don't come to any of you with my issues. Shey doesn't go to her team with her issues. It's not because we don't have them. It's because that's just not who we vent to. We don't vent down. We vent up or to the side. So we're friends. So we vent to each other. But in a, how can I get past this type of way? Not in like a everything sucks and I hate everything and this business sucks and I just suck and suck, right? It's not a suck fest. It's literally saying, what can I do? Like, what are you doing that would help me in this situation? What is something that I can do differently to change where I'm at right now? And so it's, yes, it's a solution minded, not a problem minded, but a solution minded where you're going to them and having that person that's not in your downline where you can go and talk about these things with. So anyways, just so you know, because we do have issues too, guys, and it's not out of insincerity that we say this, but what can you control? Control those things, and the rest of it, you have to let it go because it's eating at you and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's going to be more freeing for you to let it go. So hopefully that helped. If it did help, I don't know what number we're on. We're going to start back with 1. Put a 1 in the chat if you're like, yep, I needed to hear that today, because I think a lot of us are in the same season right now where we have life happening, whether it's good, bad, ugly, people getting engaged, people getting, you know, losing family members, people moving, people relocating, people losing jobs and getting jobs and changing jobs and all, I mean, just so many things happening, good, bad, and ugly. And so I'm glad that we're able to talk about this openly.
Just keep in mind, guys, what happens when really good things are coming. The enemy tries to attack you to distract you from the things you're trying to do. Every promotion I've ever had, crap has hit the dang fan, okay? I'm like, listen, all right, I can't do it, okay? My hands are up, my hands are tied, I can't do this anymore. So if you have things happening in your life, look at where you're headed and the things you're trying to do right now, and it will all make sense.
Yes, 100%. And yeah, it's a joke too sometimes, because we're like, oh, everything's going wrong, must be promoting. Woke up with a rash, must be promoting. This is a good sign, because like when everything goes wrong, it's because everything's falling into place, and like the enemy doesn't, like I was reading this to a group of people earlier tonight. I was like, you know, it's the principle of starting. Like, I mean, anybody can start, but not everybody's gonna finish. And the enemy is not, you know, he's what's the word? He doesn't care if you start. Like, he's not discouraged by that. Go ahead and start. He's fine with that. But he doesn't want you to finish. So whenever he starts to throw obstacles in your way and you're like, all right, I'm going to keep going. All right, I'm going to keep going. That's when he gets like, whoa. Like, he's like disoriented. Like, wait, what's happening? Because I thought they were going to quit, but they didn't. And then that's whenever you keep pushing forward, because he doesn't want to see you finish. Because that's when your life changes. That's when you change other people's lives. That's when you get out of your own way and stop making it all about you. And that's when the big things start to happen, right? Like, that's whenever the good comes, and he hates that. So exactly, like whenever you feel like everything is falling apart, it's really all falling together. As cheesy as that sounds, it's true. And anybody that's been in this business for over a year, or maybe some people that have been in for less, could tell you It's true. So if you feel like everything is hitting the fan, good. It's probably where you're supposed
Knox,
to be.
that
Oh, okay.
It's Craig Rochelle.
Oh, I was like, I didn't even think people could unmute themselves.
No, it's me. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, so funny. Okay. So how have you grown in the belief in yourself?
That's a good question. That one's going to take me by surprise. Okay, so how many of y'all get on my leader Zooms? Not my leader Zooms, my journal Zooms in the morning, okay? When I first started doing those, I was so nervous. So nervous. I was like, how in the heck am I going to pour into these people? How am I going to have content every single day? I don't even know a lot about Jesus. I don't even know Bible story. Who is Moses? I'm not sure. Like, I just went through all this stuff of how I felt so unqualified. If any of y'all drop a 2 in the comments if you've ever felt completely unqualified from doing something. You're like, this business, I've never done it before. Diamond? No. Diamonds have their life together. Ambassador? Absolutely not. Listen, belief comes from you stepping into it every day, even if you feel completely unqualified and completely unsure of what you're doing. You just continuously step into that moment, because I don't know if you realize this yet or not, but this business was placed into your life for a reason. It was no accident that this business fell into your Instagram timeline or your Facebook Live or your text messages when someone reached out to you. It had a purpose, a divine purpose of what your bigger picture is supposed to look like. And I think when I first got started, I doubted that. I didn't understand the whole process of me actually meant to be a rap girl for a career. Like, are you sure that wasn't an accident? Because like, I've never done this before. I had to believe in myself, even if I had to borrow it. Even if I had to look at other people who had belief, who were running like the wind and were doing all these great big things. If they could, I could. Because I knew that God's not going to give somebody else something else that he hasn't given me. He's not going to give this opportunity to all of these people and say, oh, everybody's got this, but Shine, you're disqualified. You can't do this. You can't go diamond. You can go ruby, but that's it. That's not what he says. He gives us these capabilities and this power to be confident and bold and invincible and fearless and strong, because if he's going to give it to somebody else, he's giving it to you. You've just got to find it. And so when I realized that this business was not just something that was going to give me gas money, because it was something I realized I could control, right? I could control this business. I could control the work I put into it. I could control all these things. So when I made that decision to have that belief in myself, is because I continuously showed up when I didn't feel like it, when I didn't want to, when my life was crazy, when this happened, when that happened, when this person quit my team. You know, I was making this list because I just announced my Diamond and Above retreat. And I made a list of all my doubles and above, because I was going to try to do double. I was trying to process what I wanted to do for my retreat. And I was writing down all this list, and I just sat there and I was like, there's a lot of diamonds that quit my team. Like, I've lost a lot of people along the way. And I was looking at this list of who I had left, of who were like my OGs, my lifers, my people. And I realized if I didn't have belief, and I wouldn't have made that decision to realize that this was no longer just a business of gas money, that this was my calling that God had put on my heart, this whole list wouldn't even be a list. I wouldn't even know the people on this list. And then I started looking, and I was thinking about how a girl on my team, I celebrated her VIP promotion. She's a mom. And Charlotte was born about a year into her business. What if I would have stopped because I didn't believe in myself? I wouldn't have given her the ability to believe in herself, and she wouldn't have been given the ability to believe in the people on her team. And so it's not just about you anymore. And I think when you realize the impact that you can make in this opportunity, and that it was no accident that you're here, the belief will come. And God kept laying on my heart to do those journal Zooms every single morning. And I'm like, I just feel really unqualified. Like, I just feel like I can't preach into people every single morning. And I got better. And I got better, and I started having these messages to share every morning, and I started realizing the ways that I could use my words, and I could stand up every day and share these things, even when some days I didn't feel like I knew what I wanted to say. I just opened my mouth, because I knew that God's not going to give me something if I don't already have that belief instilled in me that I can't. And so each one of you just have to step into that belief, and if you don't believe in yourself enough, Morgan has enough belief for all of you, because she knows what happens when you believe in your own self, and you should see that. Okay, when I was going ambassador, I never, ever imagined myself being an ambassador diamond ever in my life, because I'm unqualified. You probably feel unqualified for that rank because it hasn't happened yet. For a year and a half, I was like, well, I don't know. Like, maybe ambassadors is why there's not very many of them, because not very many people can do that. That's true. But I decided that I could because I believed in myself. So belief is going to come from you showing up and doing those things every day that maybe you don't see the belief in yet, but the belief will grow because you'll start realizing things about yourself. You'll start finding the confidence you didn't know you had. You'll start realizing these things about yourself. How many of y'all feel like you've grown? Drop a me in the comments. You're like, I have grown. Who is this girl? Who are you? Cheyenne, what? You wear that? Who are you? Like, you're that confident? Dang, girl. Like, I don't know who this person is, but I had to step into it every day to find her. And what if I wouldn't have done that? Because I said, oh, I'm not qualified for that. You know, Kelly Brown talks about it all the time. You don't want me on your team. So she told her sister, she's ambassador now. She's like the queen, okay? You don't want me on your team. You don't want me. I'm not good enough. But Stacy believed in her. Good for that.
Well, that was good for not being prepared. that was good. Okay, so the belief in yourself honestly fuels everything that you do from there. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, then who will? You know, like, I mean, I know I believe in you, but you have to believe in yourself, because me believing in you doesn't create action. I can believe in you until I'm blue in the face, but until you believe in yourself enough to just do something about it and decide to choose this business and to choose to keep going, you're not going to. And like she said, there's so many people, like, put a 2, or I don't even know, whatever, just put a 2. If you joined this business in the last year, so June of last year through now, got a random 8. Kylie meant 2. She meant 2. Okay, so 2, all of you who just dropped a 2, if I had quit whenever I wanted to, ever, I mean, I wanted to quit like 4 months into my business, none of you would be here. None of you. The only person who may be here is Macy, because she joined me that long ago. I wouldn't know any of you. And how many blessings would I have missed out on? Like, having y'all as friends, like, we talk all the time. Like, I can't imagine y'all not being in my life, but that would be my story. Don't let that be your story, because you're going to be leading a Zoom, and some of you just like peed your pants, but some of you will be leading a Zoom for your almost ambassador team in however many months or years. And you're going to be saying the same thing. Who was on here? Because back in June of that year, or back in May of 2020, I thought about quitting, but I didn't. And because of that, we're here. You're going to be telling the story to your team one day. You wanted to have the ending that mine has had, thankfully, that I didn't quit and didn't give up. Because how many blessings would I have missed out on? Not even just financial or whatever, but just like the blessing of, like she said, who we've become. Y'all hear me say this all the time, but I would give back every dime I've ever made in this business to keep who I've become in the process, because this is not the me that you see at the beginning of my YouTube channel. You can go back and see the growth that I've had in myself and the belief that I've grown in myself. So stay around for that. Stay around for that person. I've just made a post that talked about fighting for this person who I've become. The grit that I have, the fight that I have, the determination that I have. I didn't know I had that in me until this business, and it's shown me that. And it's because I've gone through hard times, but I'm thankful for that because it got me here. So, okay, we're going to transition a little bit. Let's talk about, just for like maybe 10-ish minutes. So 5 minutes each, I guess. Let's talk about enrolling, because now we have the belief, but like, that's great. But if you don't do anything about it, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, so let's talk about enrolling some customers and distributors, because you're a bomb at that. And then for the last 10 minutes, just so that you are prepared, we're going to do like a call to action, pump up, like last little, like, let's go. So distributors and customers, you can start with whichever one you want to. How are you enrolling them? And then like how, I mean, not really your conversations. I think it's mostly us getting into the conversations that would be the biggest thing, is like, I just don't know how to get people interested. We have scripts, guys, for when you get into conversations. Get with your enroller, let them help you walk through that, okay? because we have scripts just to kind of keep the flow the same. You're going to want to make it sound like you. You're going to want to make it to where you're being really personal with them, okay? But I think the biggest issue that we all come across, especially in the beginning, is how do we get them interested? Where do we find these people? So what do you do? And what would you say to somebody too? Because like a lot of people will say, well, I don't have a story like Shey, so of course she can attract a lot of people because she's an ambassador. So talk to the people who are a month or two in, wondering how they're going to sign their first couple of team members to go Ruby. What would you say to them?
Okay, so I always ask this to my team because I feel like it's a super big eye opener. So let me finish before you drop your 4. I think we're doing 4. Okay. How many of you feel like if Morgan offered you $100, you could go enroll a customer today, but you could not enroll a distributor? Drop the 3. Oh, 4. I forgot. I already messed up the number. We got numbers flying everywhere. Okay, 4. Okay. You could enroll a customer, but you could not enroll a distributor if she offered you $100. Morgan, you're saving yourself a lot of money. Okay, so
for the record, I'm not offering $100, but if I were, no, I'm just kidding.
So, guys, I asked my team this the other day because I literally feel like every single person's like, well, I can enroll customers, but I can't enroll distributors. And I'm like, okay, let's go back to the beginning where what did we talk about? What you speak is what you do. And so for all of you on here that are like, oh my gosh, I've got so many customers this month, because I'm in somebody else's chats and I see that you enrolled a customer. I see it with my own eyes. You've got customers coming in everywhere, but you're like, I cannot enroll distributors. Well, dang nabbit, didn't you just say it out loud and now it's happening? Isn't that how it works? And so I challenge you to start waking up and saying, I am a mass enroller. Customers and distributors flock to me. I will build an ambassador team. Speak things into life. And I know you're like, okay, that's kind of stupid. Like, that's funny. I'm going to wake up and people are going to look at me wrong. Do it. Coming from an ambassador, what I spoke the entire 3.5 years that it took me to go ambassador is what happened in my business. I am so confident when it comes to enrolling, period. Okay, there are definitely times that my enrollments are down. Okay, this week I haven't enrolled as much as I wanted to. And I even messaged Morgan. I was like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you enrolling all these customers? Because we get in our heads of the fact that we don't know how and that we can't and that other people are doing it more. Guys, what we do is like this, up and down and up and down. And so when it comes to enrollments, you know what to do. You know how to do post to post. You know how to do bait post. You know how to get the post up. You know how to post on your story. You know how to post on your Instagram. You know how to send a text message, how to send a message. You know exactly how to enroll. But the first thing that happens when people are not enrolling is because it starts up here. It starts right here. The first, Morgan asked me, how do you get into those conversations? How does it start? Right here. You make the decision that you are going to mass enroll. You make the decision that you're going to do as many host to post as you can every day. The other day, I did like 27 host to post. I got like 27 people to post for me in one day, which is a lot. That means I did a whole lot of messaging and a whole lot of bait posting and a whole lot of the things. 27. And like 2 of them actually took off. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? And I was so frustrated. But then you want to know the customers that I enrolled at the end of the month to go ambassador were from the post I was doing like 3 weeks before, that I was commenting and getting those host to posts and I was following up with people. And so guys, do the things, but start up here and say, I can get distributors and I can get customers. So when it comes to me doing, me getting customers, let's start with that. What do you do to enroll customers? It's the same thing that I do. Just because I'm ambassador doesn't change the way that we get them. They're the same way. I know Morgan shares all the things that I do, all the things that she does, but we share them in there. It's just a matter of doing it, because it's a lot easier said than done. We're like, yeah, I want the customers, but I don't want to do the host to post every day. Yeah, I want the customers, but I don't want to deal with the Connect app. Yeah, I want the customers, but I don't want to post on my story because I don't know what to post today. Do the dang things and you'll enroll. It's like a magic thing. Like there's even days where I'm like, oh, I don't want to post. I just want to not. Can I not? And then I do it and I get so fired up because now I'm getting responses. How many of y'all are so freaking hyped when you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. And then you do the 10 host to post and your host to post blow up. Yeah. You feel so excited and you're hyped and you want to keep going. You want to have all these conversations. Well, you got to do the things to find that excitement. You got to do the things to start doing it. So every morning, this is what I do, just like Morgan does. I post and I make my coffee. I post about my chocolate greens and I talk. I put my face on my story. I talk about my results. I talk about how I feel. I talk about how confident I am. I turn to the side. I show my stomach. I'm hype. I'm excited about this coffee. And what do you know? Someone says, hey, I want that coffee. That easy. And then right after, I post before and afters of other people. So I just validated how I feel, and now I'm validating it with before and afters of other people that it's working for. And I do it every single day. It takes 10 times for somebody to see something before they ask, on average, 10 times. And then I start talking about the business, or I'll post about what I'm doing that day or the food that I'm eating. Like today I posted my cheesy potatoes and got like 100 people that swiped up and said those look like really good potatoes. So now I've got really good interaction and I'm building a relationship with people. And now what are they going to do? They're going to keep clicking through my stories because they're probably going to see some more good food. And then they're going to see my cleanse results or my cleanse post or my hydrate post or me talking about reds or collagen. And so that's how you're going to get customers, is by you putting and meshing in your life, the business, the products, how it's making you feel, how you love it, pictures with you with the products. And then when I do that on my Instagram, but I really get all my customers from post to post on Facebook. I'm talking about the giveaway. People are posting about the TFX. I'm upselling. I'm having the conversation. And so once you have that conversation started, you'll have scripts. You have bulletproof conversations that enroll. Like my whole team, I guarantee you, when they send me screenshots of stuff I've already sent them that they have in their text replacement. Because you don't change what's not broken. And it's not broken because Morgan, I don't know if you watch her story, but she enrolls all the time. All the freaking time. And she's not like, oh, I'm going to enroll all these customers and I'm going to have this secret script and I'm not going to share it with anybody on my team because I don't want them to enroll. No, she's sharing exactly what she does, and that's how she's doing it, but she does it. The difference, okay, I'm going to tell you, you want to know what the secret to success is? You ready? Hype me up in the comments if you want to know what it is. You got all this stuff going, you got all these hosted posts, and you're like, where's my enrollments at? Where's it? Consistency. The difference between the ambassadors and the top 1% of this company and the people that make that $100,000 a month, and the difference between people who don't, is because they were consistent every day. Stephanie Dunn, you want to know what today is? Her 11-year anniversary. Many of you wouldn't give yourself the option to last 11 years because you're not seeing the results before then, so you give up. 11 years of working this business every day, sharing her story, talking about the products, and evolving every time. When I joined, we didn't have Instagram stories. When I joined, we didn't have host to post either. Want to know how we're here? Because we said, what do I got to do? I'll do it. I'll figure it out, and then I'll do it every day. And so do the host to post. Do TikTok videos. All my distributors recently, all these people on this fast start qualification list right here behind this desk of mine, TikTok. Because I was willing to step out of my comfort bubble and say, look, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to figure it out. Okay, you want to know the story? For 66 years, Legos, okay, how many of y'all played with Legos when you were kids or stepped on them and cussed out the world because it hurt really bad? 66 years, Legos never saw a decline in sales. Never. They had a consistent year every single year and were constantly growing and making more money. And then the internet came out. And they didn't get on the internet, and they didn't make a website, and they didn't start selling their Legos online. And you want to know what happened? They went from making almost $1 billion in revenue to less than 100 million in sales, because they didn't evolve. They didn't start doing what was working. They didn't listen to other people that said, yo, our sales are like skyrocketing because we have this internet thing. Step out of your dang comfort zone, start doing the things that you don't want to do, and do them every single day, and stop doing them for 6 seconds and live in this popcorn society where you put something in the microwave for 2 minutes and you expect it to be popped like that. It doesn't work like that. Rachel Hollis, how many of y'all know her? How many of y'all read Girl Wash Your Face? That's her 6th book. After 25 years of writing books, you only know her from the last 2 years of the things she's done for her whole entire life. She wrote 5 books before that were bought by less than 100 people. Does that blow your mind? So guys, do the things that are already in your team page. Do the host post on your story, go live, message people, follow up with people, do everything, because that's how you enroll. You get something from here and something from here and something from here, but you're willing to do all the things, and then you do it every flippin' day.
Woo! Dropping fire. That was so good. Put fire or a fire emoji in the chat if you were like, yep, that's what I needed. How many of y'all need to be more consistent? If you'll be honest with yourself, with a little raising your hand in the, yeah. Some of you are wondering and you come to me and you're like, why am I not enrolling? I'm doing all the things. You did the things today. Where were you yesterday? And the day before? And June 7th? And the 6th, and the 5th, and the 4th, and the 3rd, and the 2nd, and 1st. Because you weren't doing it then. So whenever you say, I'm doing all the things, but how many days in a row have you done all the things? Shey will tell you, you can look at my planner and see how many days in a row I've done all the things. And I'm not bragging on myself, but I'm telling you success leaves clues. And I can say I've never not done what I'm supposed to do. Y'all saw me working in the hospital. Like, I do it because I love it, but you have to be consistent every single day. And if you don't, every single day that you take off, you have to work that much harder to get it back. When you do come back, everybody's going to be like, oh, you're still doing that thing? You have to rebuild your credibility. Nobody wants to join the business with somebody who they think is going to quit on them 2 weeks in. Why am I not signing distributors? Because they don't believe you. Because if this was actually all that you say that it is, you'd be posting more consistently. You'd be doing the things. You'd be more excited about it. I can't enroll distributors. Not with that attitude. I can't enroll a customer. Not with that attitude. So Derek always tells me, I'm always like, I can't do this. He's always like, not with that attitude. So change your attitude, change your perspective, change what you're speaking over yourself, and do the freaking thing. And not just tomorrow. Do it again on Thursday, or tomorrow's Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday, and Saturday. You don't get to skip Wednesday. I'm just kidding. But for real, do it every day and see if that doesn't change everything. Make a goal for yourself. I'm going to do this for 21 days in a row. And obviously you're going to do it beyond that. But I want you to decide, choose for 21 days to do this thing every single day. Do your 6 list like she was talking about. But what I want you to do for those 21 days is I want you to write down today how you feel, how many people you've enrolled so far in the last 21 days. So that's perfect because that ends up being every day before today. So how many people have you enrolled this month? 0? Okay. For the next 21 days, you just did everything so consistently. I swear on everything, I'll give you my house if you don't start signing more people. Like, for real. That's how confident I am. 21 days straight. If you don't sign more people than you did the last 21 days, I'll give you my house. I'm not putting that in writing, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all can do this, but you're going to have to keep going after that too. You're going to have to go after that, but how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? If you want it as bad as you say that you do, you'd be showing up differently for yourself. Because I can't believe in you enough to make you create that action. Like I said before. So, right now, you have the power to take your business from where it is to where you want it to be. But up until this point, you haven't taken the steps. You haven't taken the action. You haven't put forth the effort to get it there. You say you want all these things, but your actions say something different. Whenever I hear people, it's like whenever people are like, well, I want it. Of course you want it. Of course you want it. If I gave you $1 million, it was like, who wants this? None of y'all would be like, nah, I'm good. Everybody would say, yes, you want it. Who wants $1 million? Put a 5 in the chat. Who wants $1 million? Here you go. Here's $1 million. Who wants it? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you what it's going to take to get that $1 million. I want you to, I don't know, run a marathon. I'm out. Like, I'm just kidding. I'd probably do it for $1 million. But like, run a marathon, go learn how to do this, go invent this thing, go do this, go do that. And then if you do this thing for 6 months, then I'm going to give you $1 million. Who would be left? Because what you say you want and what you actually want is determined in your actions. Because everybody's going to say that they want it, but not everybody's willing to do what it takes to get there. Don't be that person. Don't be the one who says, I'm going to go Ruby, I'm going to go Ruby. I'm so sick of hearing I want to go Ruby. Show me you want to go Ruby. I could name people on this Zoom right now, I'm not going to, who I know want to go Ruby because of what they do every single day. Jordan Rhodes, I'm going to call her out because she's right next to me on my screen. That girl wants to go Ruby. And she's not the only one, okay? I'm not neglecting anyone else. But that girl, she shows up every day. She asks all the questions. She posts every day. She does the things. She's on TikTok. Everything I've ever told her to do, she's like, yep, gonna do it. And she's consistent with it every day. And it's not always been easy. She's had people tell her no. She's had people quit. She's had customers come to her, right? But she shows up. Be that person. Don't be the one who says it. Be the one who does it. Okay, last thing. Shey, tell us whatever is on your mind. Just end it with a bang. Whatever. Floor is yours.
Okay. So I just told this to my Rubies, my girls pushing Ruby. So this goes for anybody, but specifically those of you that go Ruby, because I can't stand that either when they're like, I'm going Ruby this month. The amount of times I've heard that, and then they don't do anything. At the end of the month, they're like, okay, I'm going to try again next month. I'm like, you didn't try this month. So let's start there first. Okay. So what I told them, okay, so I have this sticky note on my computer. And it says, if it's not important to you on June 2nd, don't get desperate on the 30th. How many of you on this Zoom right now feel desperate because it's almost the 25th and you have not made the leeway that you were supposed to, and you're not as close to your promotion as you thought you would be because it wasn't important to you until now? And something I also told my girls too is, how many of you on June 1st shouted out, I'm going Ruby this month, I'm so excited, or I'm going Diamond, I can't wait, or whatever promotion it is that you're pushing for? How many of y'all did that? Drop a 1 in the comments. You shouted it out. You made your June 1st post, like we all do, like, oh my gosh, May was such a good month, or whatever month is before June, I don't know. Was this such a good month? I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this month. If I could guarantee you, okay, I'm gonna make a guarantee. You can have my house too. You can have me and Morgan's house. If I could guarantee you that on June 30th, if you did the 6 list every day and you did your things, that you would promote to Diamond. If I could guarantee that it would happen, how would you be working right now? If I told you, hey, Emily Parker, if you do this right now every single day, I promise you, you'll be double Diamond. Hey, Kendra, if you did these things every single day on June 30th, you would promote to Diamond. Would you do it? Yeah. So why are you not doing it right now? Because if you did those things, you would be guaranteed to promote on June 30th. That is what I do not understand, is we give you the tools every single day. We give you the 6 list. We have the chats. We have the Zooms. We've got the leader Zooms. We've got the Diamond Above calls. We've got the team pages. You understand how many people message me every single day on Instagram and say, I wish my team did Zooms. You better realize how grateful you are on this Zoom. I'm getting red because I know that so many people on this Zoom can promote and should have promoted about a year ago. But you don't ever make the flipping decision because you never have a D-Day where you decide that you're going to do everything that's set in motion for you to promote. And if you just made the decision to where you said, okay, if I guarantee I'm going to do this, I'm going to be Diamond on June 30th. And then you wait and you wait and you wait, and then the 25th comes and you're like, shoot, scramble. Oh my gosh, like I gotta go. I gotta get the customers. I gotta do the host to post. If you worked with that much emphasis on June 2nd, when you made this sticky note, and you look at this, so every time I look at my desk, I'm like, shoot, I need to work harder, okay? It's almost getting closer to the end of the month. Make the dang decision, guys, and start treating every single day as if it's the end of the month, and stop waiting until the end of the month, because you know what happens? You wait and you wait and you wait, and it never gets closer. It never gets easier. Why do you think that the successful part of the country is called top 1%? Why do you think that being Diamond is a part of the top 2% of the company? Because less than 2% of people are willing to show up every day and to make the decision on June 1st and continue making the decision. And they don't work their business based on how they feel. Guarantee you, me and Morgan don't wake up every single morning and we're like, woo, can't wait to lead all these people and reply to my 150 text messages and do this leader Zoom that's expected of me and all these things. I don't love it every day, but I do it anyways, because I know that I am here for a reason, and I'm a leader for a reason, and I didn't wake up a leader. I didn't wake up an ambassador. Heck, I never thought that I would be ambassador, but the reason that I am is because I never made a single excuse as to why I couldn't get there. I said, what can I control? I took matters into my own hands. I showed up every single flipping day, because sometimes it's blind faith. You've got to look ahead, not knowing what's going to be on the other side. But it's a matter of you showing up every day, and because you take that one step, God's going to bless it 3 times as much. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap the harvest if we do not give up. That has been like what I have lived by for the past 1.5 years, because I didn't know if I would ever go ambassador. I didn't know if I would ever go diamond, because I can't see that far. It's the unseen. But what I knew is that if I did the things and I showed up every day and I chose faith over fear, then I chose to trust in the fact that God can do incredible things and that I can pick up a dang mountain and move it instead of just climb it, that I was going to cross the finish line. So make the decision, show up every single day, and work as if it's June 30th every day, because if it's not important to you on June 2nd, it's not important to you on June 30th. Way to go, Kayla. Rock star.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.